The Rhätische Bahn, nicknamed the State Railway of Graubünden, the largest Swiss canton, operates all of its meter gauge network. But in 1962 the RhB's colour was green and the logo was yet to appear. Chur, the cantonal capital and terminus of the federal standard gauge, is where most visitors first meet the RhB. We are leaving on an express to the world-famous resort of St Moritz. The only double-track RhB route is this 4 miles from Chur to Reichenau-Tamins. As far as the Ems chemical works, one track is mixed gauge for SBB freight trains. Reichenau-Tamins, confluence of the front and back Rhines. Rail routes divide here. We shall be climbing, so the route indicator shows B for Berg or mountain. So we cross the 500-foot-long Hinterrhein Bridge. To start a 1 in 40 climb, turning south to follow the river in the Domestic Valley. Rhätian's Castle. Ortenstein Castle dates from the 14th century. Rodels, and a crocodile waits with a freight. The line from Chur was opened in 1896 as far as this next station, Tussis. Another of the 6-axle, 2-motor crocodiles of 1925 vintage. Bulk cement. We cross the Hinterrhein again as it leaves the Via Mala Gorge, once proposed for a rail route to Chiavenna in Italy. We've turned towards the tributary Albula River. Shortly after Sils station we shall enter the Chine ravine. The line beyond Tussis didn't open for another 6 years, due to construction problems in the very difficult country. At Solis station, since closed, we turn to cross almost 300 feet above the Albula River. The higher ground in this area seems a little more suitable for habitation. The valley widens at Tiefenkastel, where we cross the road from Chur via Lenzerheide. It continues south over the Julia Pass to the upper Engadine. This line opened, in 1904, with steam traction. It must have been very slow on these gradients, and expensive on engine crews and imported coal. Electrification, using Swiss water power, was inevitable. They chose the same low-frequency AC system as the Federal Railways, but at 11,000 volts against 15,000. Work started in the Engadine in 1913, but war delayed the live wires reaching Chur until 1921. Ahead, the famous Landwasser Viaduct is glimpsed briefly. But first, we cross the slightly longer Schmittentobel Viaduct. Named for the river 230 feet below, the Landwasser Viaduct has 6 arches and curves at 110 yards radius. So we run into Filisur to find another crocodile on the branch train to Davos. Beyond Filisur we have to climb over 2,300 feet in a straight-line distance of 7 3/4 miles. There's no rack and pinion working on the RhB, so you bet the line is anything but straight. The gradient is about 1 in 28.5. At filming, in 1962, many of RhB's original disc signals were still in use. Stugel or Stulz, since closed. Note the road on the cliff's corner. A disc signal at clear or open. Bergün. Looking back, the signal at stop or closed. Above Bergün the valley steepens. The road is used for winter sports. A shuttle train takes tobogganists back up from Bergün to Preda. Signals controlled only the entrance to a crossing loop, hence the red flag, as we must wait for this train at Muot Loop. Between Muot and Preda is one of the world's most spectacular feats of railway engineering. To overcome a rise of 700 feet in 1 mile 1,500 yards of the valley, the 4 miles of track cross the river on 4 viaducts and twirl through 3 spiral tunnels and 1 open-air horseshoe curve. Filming from the train alone cannot do it full justice, unfortunately. Preda, and we enter the Albula tunnel, then the longest on the RhB at 3 miles 1,100 yards. Emerging at Spinas, we have passed the watershed between the Rhine and the Danube. It is less than 2.5 miles downhill to the village of Bever. We curve right here to join the Engadine line. Saint-Médard is both railway and administrative centre of the Engadine. The RhB's depot building, seen behind the breakdown train, has since been rebuilt. In this high valley, summer is really off-season. This is Celerina at the foot of the Cresta toboggan run. Almost 64 metre-gauge miles from Chur, and we arrive at exclusive St Moritz. Plans to continue the line beyond here were never revived after the First World War.